You are standing at the edge of your own potential, a blueprint of a grander life clutched in your hands, and you are waiting. You are waiting for the nod of approval from a boss who cannot see beyond the next quarterly report. You are waiting for the blessing of parents who live in a different century. You are waiting for your friends to finally understand the fire that burns in your chest, a fire they mistake for a reckless spark. You are waiting for the world to give you a permission slip that was never printed. And as you wait, the dream begins to fade, not with a bang, but with the slow, silent erosion of compromise. The colors of your ambition bleach in the sun of someone else's opinion. The sharp edges of your vision are worn smooth by the endless friction of their doubt. But I am here to tell you that this waiting is the most expensive tax you will ever pay on a life you have not yet lived. This search for validation is a bargain you make with a ghost, a phantom authority that holds no real power except the power you have willingly surrendered. The gatekeepers are an illusion. The committee that you believe holds the keys to your destiny does not exist. It is a fabrication of a mind that has been conditioned to seek safety in the herd, to find comfort in the chorus of the crowd. But the chorus is not singing your song. They are singing a hymn of mediocrity, a lullaby of limitation, and if you listen too long, you will fall asleep inside your own life. Stop asking for permission. This is not a request. It is a declaration of war. A war against the part of you that still seeks the warm milk of approval. A war against the tyranny of the they. They say it's not the right time. They say you need more credentials. They say it's too risky. Who are they? They are the ghosts of the unfulfilled, the echoes of those who traded their sovereignty for a pat on the head. They are the legion of the obedient, the ones who lined up neatly and received their participation trophy for a life half-lived. You were not built for their lines. You were not designed for their boxes. Your destiny is not a democracy where others get a vote. It is an absolute monarchy, and you are the sovereign. The throne has been empty long enough. It is time to take your seat. The first and most brutal battle of this war is not fought in the boardroom or the marketplace. It is fought in the silent, shadowed coliseum of your own mind. This is where the gilded cage was first constructed, not with bars of steel, but with the delicate, poisonous threads of inherited belief. You were taught to be humble, which they mistakenly defined as making yourself small. You were taught to be respectful, which they framed as never challenging your superiors. You were taught to be realistic, which is simply a polite term for accepting their limitations as your own. This is the foundational lie, and before you can build a skyscraper of an existence, you must first demolish the ruins of this old structure. You must become an archaeologist of your own, conditioning, dig, unearth the artifacts of a mindset that does not belong to you. Find that report card where you were praised for being quiet. Remember the time you were told to stop daydreaming and focus on the real world. Recall the subtle, crushing weight of expectation to choose the safe path, the sensible career, the predictable life. These are not memories. They are the chains that bind your cognition. And you have the key. The key is a single ferocious question. Whose voice is this? When you hear the whisper of, "You can't," "It's impossible," "Who do you think you are?" Pause. Interrogate that voice. You will find it is not your own. It is the composite echo of every authority figure, every critic, every doubter you have ever internalized. Evict them. The real estate of your mind is too valuable to rent out to ghosts. Replace the committee of doubt with a council of one. An unshakable, unassailable belief in your own fundamental power. This is not arrogance. Arrogance is the bluster of the insecure, a performance to mask a void. True belief is silent, solid, and immovable. It is the deep geological knowledge of the mountain. It does not need to announce its presence. It simply is. This belief is the bedrock upon which every empire of wealth and power is built. Andrew Carnegie did not ask the steel industry if he could revolutionize it. He saw the inefficiency. He conceived of a system of vertical integration so audacious it seemed like madness, and he proceeded with the calm certainty of a man building a cathedral. He did not ask for permission to become the richest man in the world. He gave the world permission to witness his rise. Your belief must become a self-contained system. It cannot be plugged into the external validation grid. The moment you seek a recharge from a compliment, a like, a pat on the back, you have plugged yourself back into the matrix of their control. Your power source must be internal. It is the burning core of your why. Why must you succeed? Why must you build? Why must you rise? Is it for the family name? For the children you will have? To prove something to the reflection in the mirror every morning? This why must be so potent, so emotionally charged, that it becomes the perpetual engine of your conviction. When the world is silent, when the critics are loud, when the results are slow to materialize, this why will hum in the background, a constant, low-frequency pulse of power that reminds you, I do not need their applause. I am the source of the music. With the fortress of your mind secured, and the engine of your belief humming, you must now give that power a shape. You must move from the abstract of belief to the concrete of a plan. This is the moment of conception. This is where you stop being a wanderer and become an architect. A vision without a plan is a hallucination. A dream without a blueprint is a fantasy that will evaporate by noon. You must sit in the silent chamber of your own ambition and design the thing, not in vague notions of more success or more money, but in the sharp, crystalline details of a defined goal. What is the exact financial summit you are ascending? Not wealth, but a number. A specific, quantifiable, undeniable number. See it, feel the texture of that reality. What does your day look like when you have achieved it? Who is there? What do you see from your window? This is not wishful thinking. This is the most important work you will ever do. It is the drafting table upon which your future is drawn. Napoleon Hill called this definiteness of purpose. It is the antidote to drifting. A ship with a destination and a plotted course can navigate any storm. A ship that is simply sailing is at the mercy of every wind and current. Most people are adrift on the ocean of life, hoping a favorable current will wash them up on a beach of prosperity. You are not most people. You are the captain who charts the course, and you are the navigator who steers by the stars of your own unwavering vision. This clarity is a weapon. It cuts through the noise of the world. When an opportunity presents itself, you do not have to wonder if it is good. You simply ask one question. Does this align with my definite chief aim? If it does, you seize it with the focus of a predator. If it does not, you let it pass without a second thought. This is how you build momentum. This is how you avoid the tragedy of the distracted. Those who chase every shiny object and end up with a pile of glittering trash. But no fortress. Thomas Edison did not stumble upon the light bulb. He had a definite purpose, to harness electricity for light. He then focused the entirety of his and his team's energy on that single objective. He was not a tinkerer. He was a laser beam. 10,000 failures were not failures to him. They were the 10,000 ways he learned that did not work on the direct path to his one, non-negotiable goal. Your life requires this same ruthless focus. Your definite purpose is your magnetic north. Everything else is static. But a blueprint, no matter how brilliant, is not a building. A map is not the territory. There is a chasm that lies between the conception of your vision and its materialization in the world. This chasm is not empty. It is filled with the fire of resistance, the quicksand of procrastination, and the monsters of fear. This is where the herd turns back. This is where the permission seekers run to their masters, begging for a safer, easier path. And this is where you, the sovereign, must plant your flag and declare, "This is where I build the bridge." That bridge is built with two materials, and two materials only: relentless discipline and massive action. Discipline is the currency of your transformation. It is the daily, hourly, minute-by-minute vote you cast for your future self over your comfort-seeking present self. It is the choice to read the book instead of scrolling, to craft the proposal instead of watching the show, to wake up an hour earlier when the world is asleep and your will is the only thing that is awake. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of self-love. It is you telling yourself, through your actions, that you are worthy of the grand vision you have conceived. It is the physical manifestation of your belief. You do not find motivation, you build discipline. And discipline forges a will of iron that motivation cannot ever match. And then you must act, not small, timid, testing the waters action. That is the action of the permission seeker, the person who wants to be able to say, "Well, I tried," when it fails. No, you must take massive, decisive, unapologetic action. You must move with the force of a landslide. If you are going to start a business, launch the damn website today. If you are going to write a book, write the first chapter now. If you are going to learn a skill, enroll in the course and complete the first 3 modules before you go to sleep. Action is the magic wand that turns thought into things. It is the alchemical process that transmutes the lead of your current reality into the gold of your desired future. Every action you take, no matter how small it seems, sends a ripple through the invisible fabric of cause and effect. It announces your intention to the universe, and the universe, in its immutable law, responds in kind. It is the law of attraction, not as a passive wish, but as an active magnet, polarized by your effort. You become a vortex of energy, pulling resources, people, and opportunities toward you that are in harmony with your definite purpose and the intensity of your action. Henry Ford did not ask people if they wanted a faster horse. He conceived of the assembly line, a vision so radical it defied conventional wisdom. And then he took massive, relentless action to build it. He was ridiculed. He was doubted. He was called a fool. But he did not stop. His action was so forceful, so consistent, that it bent reality to his will. He did not just build cars. He built a new century. Your life, your empire, awaits this same force of will. And on this path, you will be tested. The universe does not hand over the keys to a kingdom to someone who has not proven they can hold them. The tests will come in the form of failure. Not one failure, but a series of them. A cascade of setbacks that will feel like the universe itself is conspiring against you. This is the final and most critical filter. This is where the true sovereign is separated from the pretender to the throne. The permission seeker will see failure as a sign. See, they will whimper. I was right. I'm not good enough. They were right about me. They will use failure as the ultimate permission slip to quit. But you will see failure differently. You will see it as data. You will see it as feedback. You will see it as the necessary friction that sharpens your blade. Every no is a course correction. Every closed door is a redirection to a door that is meant for you. Every stumble is a lesson in the topography of your chosen path. You will adopt the mindset of a scientist running an experiment. The experiment is your life's work. A failed result is not a tragedy. It is invaluable information that brings you one step closer to the breakthrough. This is the resilience of the unshakable. It is not that you do not feel the sting of defeat. It is that you refuse to be defined by it. You process the pain, you extract the lesson, and you burn the experience as fuel for your next advance. Look at the lives of those you wish to emulate. Abraham Lincoln's path was a graveyard of political defeats and business failures. Before he reached the presidency, Walt Disney was fired for a lack of imagination and went bankrupt multiple times. Their stories are not inspiring in spite of their failures, but because of them. Their failures were not obstacles. They were the prerequisites. They were the boot camp for their ultimate triumph. You must welcome your failures with the same fierce gratitude. Thank them for what they teach you. Thank them for weeding out the weak-hearted competitors. Thank them for making you stronger, wiser, and more ruthless in your pursuit. This entire journey, from the reclamation of your mind to the relentless pursuit of your vision, is a declaration of independence from the collective hypnosis of mediocrity. It is the unapologetic path to power, because it is the path of self-ownership. When you stop asking for permission, you are finally free. Free to build, free to create, free to fail gloriously and rise again, more powerful than before. Free to accumulate wealth not as an end in itself, but as a testament to the value you have created for others. Your wealth becomes a measure of your impact, a symbol of your solved problems, a monument to your disciplined mind and your courageous action. So I ask you again, what are you waiting for? The permission slip is not coming. The approval you seek is a mirage. The committee has adjourned and the chamber is empty. The only one left in the room is you, staring at the reflection of your own limitless potential. The world does not need another obedient follower. It needs a sovereign. It needs a builder. It needs you in your full unapologetic power. The throne is not a place you are given. It is a place you take. So stop waiting. Stop asking. Stop doubting. The path is not out there waiting to be discovered. It is in here, forged in the fire of your own will. Build it, walk it, now.